The second game of our doubleheader is about to get underway between the Wilbur Wright Rams and the Highland Cougars. Welcome back inside Larry F. Caleb Gymnasium. I'm Adam Oppenheim. Well, the first game was a blowout today as the Cougars women's basketball team led the entire way against the Rams and picked up a 93-15 victory. So we should see a more competitive game here today. The Rams come in at 0-2, coming off a loss to Oakton College on Wednesday. As for Highland, they picked up a win versus Clark University JV. That was their first win of the season. They played 2 neutral site games and a road game and lost all 3. So they look to bounce back, currently on a 3-game losing streak. We'll get you the starting lineups and more info after we play the national anthem. Welcome back to Freeport, Illinois. Let's get you the starting lineup. First for the visitors, the Wilbur Wright Rams, a sophomore guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 3, Savion Triplett. A sophomore forward from Atlanta, Georgia, number 5, Niall Lundy. A freshman forward from Athens, Greece, number 23, Kostas Economidis. And a sophomore guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 25, E.J. Johnson. Freshman forward from Bradford, Illinois, number 32, Israel Weber. For Highland, redshirt sophomore guard from Immokalee, Florida, number 1, Kevin Morales, who came off the bench for the first time this year. Last game back in the starting lineup. So was Walter Hill Jr., the sophomore guard from Rockford, Illinois. His first time playing at home this season, was a big part of last year's team. A freshman guard from Angola, number 11, David Udella. And Jaheim Seago, who missed the last game, is back in the lineup, the redshirt sophomore forward from Belize. And at the 5, a redshirt sophomore from Chicago, Illinois, number 23, Chin Hansen. Cougars and the Rams. Highland in the orange, and Wilbur's going to be in the black. Wilbur Wright located in Chicago, Illinois, more specifically Dunning, Chicago. It's about an hour and 45 minutes away from Freeport, Illinois. It'll be Hansen and Weber in the center circle. And we're underway here in Freeport. Tip is one back to Walter Hill Jr., one of the best players in Region 4. Here is Hill for 3. Rolls off. Been on a tear from downtown, 9 for 15 the last 2 games. Coming off a 25-point game, 7 for 12 from the floor. That included 5 triples. That wasn't a loss against Southeastern Community College. Triplet on the baseline, trying to back down Udella. Looking for somewhere to go, bounces inside with 5 on the shot clock, turnover. Walter Hill Jr., the leading returning scorer this year. This is the first time the home fans, we got to see him in action. Quickly in and then outside. Udella's 3 hits the back iron. Udella gambles, going for a steal. Johnson can't take advantage. In the quarter, Lundy on the drive, skips it, and Economides steps out of bounds. The freshman from Athens, Greece. Wilbur Wright lost by 21 on Wednesday. Economides was 0 for 7 from the floor, no points. Oh, a lot of experience. Hill, Morales, and Seago playing together. They were all on the team last year. This guy wasn't. Chin Hansen fades away and swishes it through. Weber has it up top, looking to give it up. Economides fires it inside to Weber, who lays it in. Seago on the drive, draws 2, open 3 for Udella. Misses his second triple attempt. Savion Triplet takes it back the other way. The transfer from Florida Coastal Prep had 16 points last game, 6 for 17 from the floor. Economides draws out Hansen. 10 on the shot clock, trying to go to work. Pulls up from the mid-range and banks it in. Well, Economides didn't draw a ton of separation, but got it to fall. Morales hoists a 3. In and out. This is a good 3-point shooting team. 36% on the year. Triplet in the corner, tries to drive to the baseline, finds an open shooter from the corner. It's off the mark for Lundy. And Highland looks to push it up the floor. Siga. Kevin Morales came off the bench for the first time. He did last year as well, as the dunk rolls off for Udella. Was 0 for 2 in 32 minutes. Morales this time trying to defend Economides, who flips it in. He has a quick 4. Hansen inside, he's surrounded, gives it up to Seago. Hill, a straight on three. It just rolls off the iron. The Cougars have had a few good looks from three. Haven't been able to cash out. Economides off the cut. Banked it in. Seago was right there, but hit the rim first before he could get to the ball. Economides has 6. Timeout Cougars. So Kostas Economides making up for his rough game against Oakton College. Now, this is a Highland team. They lost to Southeastern. You shot 49% from the floor. And even though they shot 11 for 23 from 3, nearly 50%, they couldn't quite crawl back into that game. And then their first 2 games, they lost against Moberly Area Community College, who is ranked 16th, and Mineral Area, who is ranked 23rd. And talking with head coach Eric Walton, his first year with the Cougars before the game, he thought they were playing well, and it's all just going to come together at the right time. They still have an injury problem going on right now. They've gone healthier. Chin Hansen tries to force it up, can't get to go, got his own rebound, and sticks it back in. Chin Hansen has all 4 for the Cougars, but Steven Jurisic, their main guard for Highland, is out again today. So that's a 3rd straight game he will miss. Triplett finds Lundy. Working against Walter Hill, who steals it and keeps it in play. Seago on the drive, he walked. He took a couple of steps before he put it on the deck. He was ready to go downhill. It's safe to say after the Clark University JV game where Highland just blew Clark out of the water, it was really no match. They've certainly had more things to work on the past few games. That's off of the foot of Triplett. He turns it over. Seago to Swansea. Inside to Hansen. Cutting is Lundy. Couldn't finish. Coach Walton telling Morales to push it up the floor. Hansen. Back outside of Swansea. Back into Hansen. From the baseline to Swansea. It's in the backcourt. Turnover Cougars. And now Omar Nadai comes off the bench. Checks in for Chin Hansen. Head coach for Wilbur is Raheem Booyah. In his first season with the Rams, was previously an assistant at Chicago State for 1 year, and before that, 14 years of collegiate experience at a variety of universities. They were 7-22 last year, 4-6 in conference play. Economides working on Swansea to the rim. The floater's up. The floater rolls off. And Hill has another rebound. Walter Hill up the floor, stops. Feeds it inside. Swansea got fouled. This game's going to rely a lot on Kevin Morales and Walter Hill Jr. with Jurisic out, one of the main ball handlers and facilitators for this Cougars team. Though he's just a freshman, he's able to read the floor so well. Swansea was off on the first free throw. Crowd is really starting to fill out here at Larry F. Kell Gymnasium. Swansea sticks the second. I was going to pick up full court against Savion Triplett. Lundy splits two. Economides couldn't hold his pivot foot. Saw Seago in his way. And couldn't decide what to do with that ball. Hill looking inside in a die. Instead, they spread it around the perimeter. Hill on the drive to the rim. Rolls off. Nadai the rebound and the stick back. Omar Nadai just 2 points in the last game against Southeastern Community College. As that's tipped and nearly taken away. Morales, good hands on the inside. Triplett fakes on a corner three-pointer, and he stepped out of bounds. Not much room to work with on the baseline. Looked like he was going to have an open three-pointer for a moment, but it was closed off quickly. Morales. Hill inside and Nadai went through his hands. He keeps it in play. Somehow finds Morales, who sticks it from the corner. The first triple today comes from the redshirt sophomore, Kevin Morales. Triplett stops. The floater is no good. Economides was no good on the tap. Walter Hill finds some room for three. Morales has the rebound. Steps back and cans another one. Kevin Morales from downtown. 2 for 2 from distance. Lundy working on Seago, is going to see two, is trapped in a straitjacket, out to the corner, Triplett. Fakes on a three, Morales is right there, 5 on the shot clock, got to get to work, Triplett. Economides floats as the shot clock expires. Doesn't hit iron. And the Cougars defense is tightening up. Anthony Washington checks in for the first time for Walter Hill Jr. A die in the middle of the zone. Has a little room to operate, but has it stripped and taken away. And the foul is gonna go against Chance Chandler. So they said he pulled the die down, which caused him to lose his footing. Washington, Morales, thought about another three. Swansea off the dribble, that's pure. Not much action the last few minutes for the Rams. Economides came out firing, he has 6. But he's now out of the game. On the cut was Elijah Thompson. Tough fall away jumper. Swansea chases down the rebound. Momentum the other way and picks up the second foul against Chance Chandler. Jovan Alexander comes in for Savion Triplett. Good start for the Cougars, 17-8. Morales launches and buries it. 3 for 3 from distance for Kevin Morales. Nearly taken away by Nadai. Seago keeps it alive, up ahead to Swansea, who throws it down. Defense to offense for the Cougars. Timeout, Rams. Suffocating defense from Highland. 22-8. And we'll take the timeout with them. 10 minutes to go in the first. Back in Freeport. It has been rocking here at Larry F. Gale Gymnasium the last 5 minutes. Cougars have turned up their defensive intensity, and the lead is 14 after the Rams timeout, which they really needed. We'll see where the offense comes from for Wilbur Wright. Kevin Morales already 3 3-pointers. Niall Lundy against Morales. Try to fade away. Morales is right in his grill. Back up top, open 3-pointer. It's in and out from E.J. Johnson. Morales, skip pass. Seago bounces to Nadai. Morales is calling for it. Is he gonna get it? He will. And short on the triple, was looking for 4 straight, and Nadai lands out of bounds. Triplet comes back in for Alexander. And Mohamed Bayo Suleiman comes in for Kevin Morales. Bayo Suleiman was just terrific in their first game against Clark University. Lundy tries it from straight on. Seago inside and Nadai. Spins baseline and had it knocked away from behind. Washington comes up with the ball. A Suleiman triple, yes! The shooting from the Cougars again on point here tonight. Thompson was left alone, drives the baseline, finds the cutter Lundy, who lays it in with the left hand. Seago on the baseline, takes flight, it rolls off. Swansea rebound inside, can't stick it back in. And Triplet has the rebound, tries to go through 3 Cougars. It's deflected and taken away. Seago comes up with it. Upstairs to Suleiman, can't throw it down. Lundy to the rim, got fouled. Basket won't go, but he'll get 2 at the line. Man, that would have been a highlight reel play. Suleiman just took flight. But instead it ends up with Lundy at the line, who hits the first. Tony comes in for the first time. Hansen comes back in. And so does Udella. As Swansea and Adai and Seago go to the bench. Nile misses the second. Udella. Suleiman, they really have the Rams defense spread out. Suleiman up top, it hit the rim, was looking for Nadai. Thompson. Economides is doubled. And he walked. The Cougars just clogged up the lane really quickly. And Economides put it on the deck and had absolutely nowhere to go. Hansen's been calling for it. Tony instead to Udella. Double comes, and it's stolen by Weber. Lundy takes a look at the shot clock. Finds an open triplet. Back of the rim and then over the backboard is Walter Hill Jr. Comes in for David Udella. Inside of Tony. Pass was hot, deflected off his hands. Looking for some easy baskets are the Rams. Triplet over the top. It was blocked by Tony on the follow attempt. Economides now has 8. Suleiman to Hansen. Is surrounded. Hooks inside of Tony. Foul against Lundy. Got a lot of ball, but also hit the arm of Daryl Tony. Off on the first, and that will bring another sub into the game. Jordan Watts has his first action as Suleiman comes to the bench. Tony's good on the second. Artis L also comes into the game for the first time for Wilbur. Thompson, Economides on the baseline. Size advantage against Watts. If he can work one-on-one, spins to the baseline, drew 2 Cougars and then threw it away. Walter Hill Jr. intercepted the pass, a transition opportunity for the Cougars. Inside of Tony. L knocked it away. Tony somehow gets it back out. It ends up in an open Hill 3. Can't hit. Washington the rebound. Back inside of Tony was stripped. Triplet, good hands. Thompson up the floor to the rim. Couldn't bank it in. Rebound inside by Weber. And couldn't get it back in. Washington down the floor, lays it in. Transition offense for the Cougars has been excellent here to start. Triplet, nasty move into the paint, got fouled. Xavion Triplett did it all for the Rams last game. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Also had 3 turnovers. Chance Chandler comes back into the game for Wilbur. It's pretty much just been Economides as Triplett misses both free throws. Economides has 8. Lundy, the next highest scorer for the Rams with 3. Watts. Short from the corner, flying in to get the rebound is Tony. An extra possession, can't lead to points. As Washington had an open look from downtown. Triplett. Offensive foul on a screen against Chance Chandler. Watts was fighting over it multiple times. And another turnover for Wilbur Wright. Lundy had a quick break. He comes back into the game. So does Weber. And Al and Chandler go to the bench. Or rather, Weber's going to stay in the game. Was just checking with the scores table for something. (28-13). Cougars trying to blow this game open early. Watts, one more to Hill. From the mid-range. Rebound by Hansen inside. Too much strength, too much height. Chin Hansen is up to 8. Lundy. Tony is surrounding him. Ten on the shot clock with Weber. Thought Lundy was going to cut. It's another turnover. Hill racing down. Inside to Hansen. Muscles it up through contact. Can't get to fall. Got the rebound back up. No good on the second attempt. It comes back out to Washington. Can't lay it in. Hansen's fourth attempt is no good, and Washington on the 5th attempt scores the basket. Monsters on the glass are the Cougars in the first half. Lundy spins off, fades away, and can't bury it. Economides was taken down. Foul goes against Washington. E.J. Johnson comes back into the game for Elijah Thompson, and Morales with those 3 hits from three-point range comes in for Washington. It was tipped out by Lundy off the inbound, so he didn't really have a chance to catch it, so a smart play to tip it. Skip pass. Going inside and laying it in was E.J. Johnson. Had an open three-point opportunity, but instead opts for the easier layup. Hansen at the free throw line, over the top, sticks it. Already in double figures, Chin Hansen. Weber, size advantage against Morales. So Hansen comes and doubles. And then a foul called against Kevin Morales. Seago comes in for Chin Hansen, who head coach Eric Walton described as, frankly, one of the best players in college. As that pass hits Chin Hansen, it was going out of bounds, so turnover for Wilbur Wright. But now his skill set is just what a lot of teams covet. Morales. was out of bounds. I believe when he caught it, that was an open 3 opportunity. He's already buried 3 from the corner. Watts all over Triplett, who picks up his dribble. It's deflected, taken away by Tony. Seago throws it down. Jaheim Seago can fly. This athletic specimen. It's 6'7". The first thing that Coach Walton said when he talked to me about Jaheim Seago is he plays above the rim, and that's very easy to see on that dunk. Just easy bounce. Lundy inside. Good initial contest, and Lundy on the second opportunity gets fouled. Seago, good help defense. But Lundy will go back to the line. Can't hit on the first. Offense has been hard to come by for Wilbur Wright. Beginning of the game, it started off strong, and that will help an offensive rebound off a free throw. E.J. Johnson has it. Economides is doubled, so it's back outside. 10 on the shot clock. Lundy has it, spins to the baseline, looking for Economides inside. It's taken away. Hill down at the other end, lays it in. His first basket and more transition scoring for Highland. Triplett on the dribble. Over the top of Tony, a tough shot. And Savion Triplett has his first basket today. Hill lost it in the paint. Jordan Watts getting some good run. Hasn't played in the last 3 games except Triplett blows by him right there. And his second straight bucket. Morales inside. Tony was open. It was poked away from behind. He retrieved it and stuck it back in. 40-19. 13 seconds to play. They use it or lose it timeout. 30 seconds for the Rams trying to drop some sort of play to get a basket. Oh, very different team from last year for Highland, but you're still seeing a lot of their values that have continued this year under first-year head coach Eric Walton, who spent 3 seasons as an assistant under former head coach Luke Norman. But running out in transition, playing hard on defense, and cleaning up the glass. Major categories. They've won all 3 of them today. Lundy, off balance, can't hit. And with 3 seconds to play, it's up to Seago. Will fire from beyond half court. too strong. But Highland takes a 40-19 lead into the halftime locker room. A dominant first half. Leading the way was Chin Hansen. He had 10. Kevin Morales had 9, including 3 for 4 from distance. Kostas Economides had 8 for the Rams. Triplett had 4. A lot of good defense from the Cougars, and that's why they lead by 21. We'll take a short halftime break and be back for the second half between the Wilbur Wright Rams and back to Larry F. Gale Gymnasium. Adam Oppenheim on the call. It's 40-19. Highland leads the Wilbur Wright Rams, looking to sweep the doubleheader today. It's the team from Chicago. It was a pretty good first half for Highland all around. You can nitpick some things, but it was a good half for them, even though they were 4 for 15 from 3, 40% from the floor. But they held the Rams to 9 for 26 from the floor and 0 for 4 from three-point range. The Rams also didn't help themselves, 1 for 6 from the free throw line, 16 turnovers. 5 came from Kostas Ikonomidos, although he had 8 points, which led the way and was the driving offensive force. He scored 6 in the first few minutes and then cooled off to end the half. Chin Hansen was dominant in the first half. He had 10. Along with 5 rebounds. And the Rams will start with the ball here in the second half. They're going to need some triples to get back into this ball game. Lundy. That is off the mark from E.J. Johnson. That was a good look at it, but they get a reload opportunity. Lundy on the drive, takes it at Hansen. Count the basket and the foul. Tough drive by Niall Lundy. Missed both of his free throws in the first half. But that was a drive that just opened up off the screen and is able to cap off the three-point play. Della didn't play a ton in the first half, considering he started, just played 5 minutes. This guy did, Hansen, way short on the jump hook. Triplet, motioning to Ikonomides. 10 on the shot clock. They haven't even hit the paint yet in this possession. Until now for Johnson, his pass was deflected by Seago. It's picked up by Jaheim Seago, who takes flight to the rim. My goodness. 4 points by Seago. They have both come with monster throwdowns. Ikonomides. Seago affected that shot. Morales up the floor and over the reach of Hansen. I'm not sure who was in Seago's way initially off the steal, but boy, did they get out of the way quickly. Backdoor cut, Lundy wide open for the layup. The Cougars over pursued the ball and they pay for it. Inside of Hansen, he's doubled through the double team. He gets the friendly bounce. Triplet trying to shake Morales. Lundy tries to squeeze it inside. It was knocked out of play. Nine on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. Inside, left-hand scoop shot. He is off the mark from Israel Weber. Walter Hill with pace. Hansen's posted up. Through contact, couldn't get it to fall. Dangerous pass. It somehow found its way to Triplett. Or is it knocked away by Udella? The Cougars' defense has been ferocious. They let up some easy buckets in the first 4 or 5 minutes. And the Rams have been closed down defensively. Economides had it poked away by Seago, and then he picks up the foul on the second reach-in. Well, Jaheim Seago, really team-first guy. I got to speak to all 3 of the captains before the season. One thing Seago said was, as a player, perfecting his craft, trying to get more mid-range jumpers and get the 3-ball working. But it's all about team wins. And right now he has 4 points, but he's playing great defense. Weber hits the first 3-pointer of the game for the Rams. An unlikely person to hit the first 3. Morales tries. In and out. Hansen draws the foul on the glass. Just a handful to deal with. Chin Hansen on the inside. Seago drops it to Hansen. Double quickly comes. 10 on the shot clock for Morales. Hansen fakes on the long 2. Seago, he's got to fire from 3. Short. Hansen has another rebound. Back up. Can't stuff it in. And it last hit Jaheim Seago. The jumper is smooth from Seago. He just doesn't shoot a lot. Another backdoor cut. Lundy is rejected. Seago met him at the summit. Morales. Morales fakes on a 3, baseline jumper. Short. Hansen again on the glass, just wreaking havoc. Couldn't tip that one in. And Triplett takes it up the court. Lundy is calling for it. No one's on him. Finally gets to it. Economides working on Seago. Stops. Fades away. Tough shot. Quickly up the floor. Here comes Chin Hansen coming through. Another transition basket for the Cougars. Triplett, foul line J. Hill, a little too low for Hansen. That's a tough one for a big guy to catch. A bounce, and it took a tough short hop. Nadai comes in for Hansen, and Morales checks out. Swansea comes in. And for Wilbur, Wright, Chance Chandler comes into the game for Israel Weber. Here is Chandler. Left wing triple, got it. Timeout Rams. Well, the 2 big guys for the Rams have stepped outside and hit shots. 14:22 to go. The Cougars' lead has been cut to 16. It was a 21-point lead at half. The Cougars break the huddle after the timeout for the Rams. Looking to just draw closer, try to draw this within single digits. At the midway point, that would be the goal. Give themselves a chance to win. Hill, one more pass. Udella opts to not take the open three and pull it back out. Well, Walter Hill Jr. It's been a little bit silent today, only 2 points, but we know he can get it going at any time. This time sets up Swansea. Back iron, and it went over the backboard. Quickly pressuring the inbounds. A little bit of full court pressure, which is broken easily. Economides. Seago read the pass the entire way. Here comes the flight. Flight Jaheim Seago taken off for the 3rd time today. I mean, just highlight reel after highlight reel slam for Seago. And Coach Walton not happy about something in the huddle. As the Rams are creeping back into this game, but the half-court offense hasn't been great in the second half. Just 8 total points on the offensive end, but they've been able to run in transition. Once again, full court pressure out of the timeout. Chandler has it. He gets it over to Triplett. But already 10 seconds off the shot clock. Even if they don't force a turnover, making the Rams have not as many seconds for an open shot. Wide open is Chandler, way short on that triple attempt. On the drive, Swansea, the pull-up J is pure. Chandler, Economides up the floor, tries to lob it inside. Swansea took it away, threw it underneath his own basket. And Lundy with the easy basket. That's a dangerous play. Was nearly falling out of bounds. Tried to make a play to save it. Hill connects on a 3. His first triple today, he has 5. Now Lundy has it stripped and taken away by Hill. Swansea ahead of the pack, throw down. More transition baskets for the Cougars. Inside it goes to Lundy, who's fouled on his way to the rack. It has been a struggle for outside of the first 5 minutes for Kostas Economides and for Niall Lundy. For anyone else to score on the Rams as Lundy hits the free throw. He has 10. He's been able to create his own shot and also set up others, but you got to be able to try to make the Cougars pay for this full court pressure they're putting on, because right now, Highland is just all in the grill of Wilbur Wright, forcing turnovers and the highlight reel plays that are just getting this crowd into it. Udella tries a three and bangs it home. I mean, this is one of the best shooting JUCO teams in Division IV. And if they can put together a defensive performance like they have today with the pressure, they were a very dangerous team heading into conference play. 6 3-pointers for Highland. E.J. Johnson was trapped, and a foul goes against Mayo Swansea. Chandler leaves it off for Triplett. The floater is no good. He was right at the rim. I guess Nadai affected the shot. Seago trying to direct traffic. Back to Walter Hill Jr. 50 on the shot clock. Going to work. Nasty hesitation in the lane. Tries to lob it up to Swansea. He was looking for an alley-oop. Transition on the other end. Up top. Lundy can't finish it off. Just mistimed his jump on the pass from Triplett. That should have been an easy two. Udella, one more. Swansea. Hill, wide open. Bingo. Triplett and Hill Jr. reached in. And he knows he made a mistake. And Coach Walton says, I would say actually yells, stop reaching. Tony comes into the game for Seago. And besides the fouls for Highland, that was the 5th team foul. They've really done a good job on the defensive end, forcing tough shots. Weber against Tony is pretty far out. A double comes. The cutter again is Lundy, but he missed it. Just smoked it right at the rim. Pass inside, Tony's wide open. And fouled by Johnson. Tony all net on the first. Now has 4 points. Was a big factor in their win against Clark University JV. Did not play the last game for the Cougars, and then just 8 minutes game before. Off the missed free throw, the rebound caroms out to the Cougars. I mean, Swansea just waiting for the ball. And now drives the baseline from the mid-range. Jovan Alexander, his pass is intercepted. Here comes Swansea. Major throwdown. Lundy on the drive, picks up his dribble. Tough fadeaway. It's all net. Niall Lundy has 14. The only person who has it working for the Rams on the offensive end is number 5 in black. Udella, no hesitation, corner pop. It rolls off, and Johnson has the rebound. Up the floor to Lundy, spin move into the paint against Tony, bodies in and scores off the glass. Niall Lundy trying to take over in the second half for the Rams. He has 16. Timeout, Wilbur Wright. Well, everyone else besides Lundy on the Rams has a total of 22 points. Lundy has 16. Economides has been really silent since the first 5 minutes of this game, where he hit 6 of his 8 points. And this Highland team getting healthy right now. It's at the top of the telecast, but Steven Jurisic is out for the 3rd straight game. But once they get him back, the point forward for this team, add another ball handler, more shooting, and a great playmaker, they're going to be in a really solid spot. And 2 of the 3 losses came against top 25 teams. It's certainly hard to argue with Highland's record the last few years, excluding last year where they went 15 and 17, but they've been really good in past years and tough to beat, especially at home. Hill Jr., yo-yo dribble. Nadai works to the baseline, somehow finds Hill Jr. open for a triple. His 3rd three-pointer of the half. Lundy on the baseline against Swansea. Feeds it inside, and Weber's shot rolls off, and then he picks up the foul, chasing after the rebound. Economides comes back in for E.J. Johnson. The Cougars' ball movement has just been terrific. That's good defense by Thompson to get Hill Jr. to pick up his dribble. Ten on the shot clock. Hill Jr. finds Swansea, really contested 3. It's butter. A lot of different contributions on the offensive end for Highland. Swansea now leads the way with 14, tied with Hansen, and Hill has 11. Lundy bodies into the paint, fades away, in and out. Good box out by Tony, and then he keeps it in play. Hill Jr., Swansea has it, up top, and laying it in is Washington. The fact that Tony kept that ball in play led to another transition basket for the Cougars, and the lead is ballooned to 34. Lundy lost control, not a great pass from Triplett. Inside to Tony. Going to work, comes up short. Lundy to the rim, got fouled by Mayo Swansea. Now Lundy had an efficient game against Oakton College. 15 points, 7 for 12 from the floor, 5 rebounds. Someone else has got to help him out here today. Doesn't help that they've only hit 2 3-pointers. It was short on the first is Lundy. Swansea checks out. Morales comes back in. Lundy does knock in the second. He'll come to the bench with 7 minutes to play. 17 points, that's a game high. The junior, Nadai's wide open. Got it! Omar Nadai from distance. Everyone getting in on the action for the Cougars. And this is just turned into an absolute rout. It was 40-19 at halftime. The lead got down to 14, and they haven't been able to get a ton of baskets since, as Elijah Thompson was all net on that last three-pointer. Hill, Morales. Nadai again. Elijah Thomas had 11 points last game, hit 2 3-pointers, and will fire again. High arcing three. It's all net. He is a terrific shooter, and that was not a lot of airspace, and just drained it. Nadai fakes on a three, bounces to Tony, one-hand throw down. He didn't look like he was gonna go up to try to jackhammer that in, but he might have caught a body too underneath the rim. It was a great pass from Nadai after he already hit 1-3. The Rams bit on the pump fake. Morales. Cha-ching from the corner. Kevin Morales, 4 threes. The lead is up to 35 for the Cougars. We have a timeout on the floor. 4:55 to play. Cougars pulling away big time here in Freeport. 80. Back in the rocking Larry F. Cale Gymnasium. It has been loud in here today. A bunch of highlight reel dunks, the latest coming from Daryl Toney. The defense lean offense, that's been the name of the game for the Cougars here today. The Rams were in the game in the early second half, looking to get it to single digits. And then the Cougars just took off. Triplet, that's a tough shot. Morales, weak side board. Hill Jr. quickly up the court. Nasty crossover into the paint. He scores. Four players in double figures for the Cougars. Economides against Tony. Sees two. Thompson, nice cut. And it rolls home. Elijah Thompson has 8 points in the last 3 minutes. Nadai pulls it back outside. Well, hoist from three. In and out. He's feeling confident in that three ball here today. Thompson, another high arcing midi. Comes up shy. Washington into the paint, splits two and scores. Timeout Highland. And we're going to have a couple subs in. Watts will come in, along with Kate Gurdon, the walk-on. Scored a couple of points. And the win versus Clark University JV, the walk-on, who hustles so much in practice. Coach Walton was talking with him before the game for, I think, like 45 minutes. Giant part of the team. As Suleiman up the court. Tony, the two-hand flush. Thompson into the lane. Pull-up jumper. It's pure from Elijah Thompson. He's quickly into double figures. Suleiman, first action in the second half. Trying to get to work. Tough fall-away jumper. And Ikonomides snatches the rebound. And that's part of what you're going to take with Mohamed Bayo Suleiman's game. As he can make some tough jumpers, but you want him to take the good ones. That was an extremely difficult shot, which he can hit. But you can always look for, at least at that point in the shot clock, a better shot. The foul does go against Suleiman. Although when he lights it up from distance, it is absolutely electric. Saw it against Clark JV in the first home game of the season. And truthfully, Highland just played great here today. As Lundy goes back to the line. Against Clark University JV, they clearly were, Clark was outmatched as the free throw on the 1-and-1 rolls down for Lundy. But in this game, I mean, they're facing a Rams team that is tough. They're 0-2 on the year, but this is a really tough team, and Highland has played well here today. First action for Joshua Jennings as well. He comes in for Anthony Washington. Gurdon tries a three. Off the mark. Jennings inside for the rebound. Couldn't get to fall. Tony and one. The Cougars have been just crushing the Rams on the glass. 3 subs coming for Wilbur Wright. Chandler, L, and Johnson. And Tony has a chance to cap off the 3-point play. He's now the 5th player into double figures for Highland. He does cap off that 3-point play. He has 11. Daryl Thompson checked in a couple of minutes ago. Number 4 in black, his first action here today. It's tipped out of play by Suleiman. Nearly taken away. At last hit the foot of Highland. On the drive, Thompson with 2 on the shot clock. Chandler hoists, air ball as the shot clock expired. Pull-up jumper, Watts. I wonder if they're going to try to get Cade Guerin his first career college field goal. Had his first free throws against Clark University as a timeout for the Rams. Would assume this is a 30-second timeout. 1:06 to go, 89-53. .106 to go. An impressive effort by Coach Walton and his group here today, bouncing back from 3 straight losses, and they're going to improve to 2-0 at home. After the Rams timeout. Play a few more possessions here. 36-point lead. Curtin, a 3. Bullseye! Cade Gurdon's first collegiate field goal. A corner triple. He was fired up running down the court. Thompson, tough mid-range jumper, that's no good. You know, for Cade Gurdon, that's gotta feel good. They wanna get it to him again. Here's Suleiman, Gurdon's calling for it. Trying to get it to him. Watts instead tries from 3. Everyone getting in on the action for Highland. .95-53. Chandler on the drive to the basket. Nearly got packed by Tony, but it's a goaltend. Well, Highland will have to settle with a 40-point win here at home. As Suleiman's gonna dribble it out. A great win by the Cougars, capped off by a Cade Gurdon triple. The walk-ons in the scoring sheet here today. And a sweep for the Cougars over the Rams here today. 95-55 is the final. Leading scorers in the game. Niall Lundy led all scorers with 19 for the Rams. And it was 5 players in double figures for Highland. Balanced scoring. Hanson and Swansea each had 14. Walter Hill Jr. had 13, including 3 triples. Kevin Morales added 12, 4 3-pointers, and Daryl Toney had 11. Elijah Thomas had 10 for the Rams, and Kostas Economidis had 8. So a good win all around by the Cougars, and they improved to 2-3 on the season, while the Wilbur Wright Rams fall to 0-3, losing their first 3 games of the season. Well, for the men's team, next up is at Richard J. Daley College on Tuesday and at Harry S. Truman College on Thursday. Then over Thanksgiving weekend, the MACC Thanksgiving Classic, where they'll play a couple games in Moberly, Missouri, and take on Moberly Area Community College once again. And they'll finally be back at home December 2nd. So that is a ways away. It's about 2.5 weeks before Cougars are back at home, but the fans certainly had a ton to cheer about. A lot of highlight reel plays, a lot of dunks. Great shooting from the Cougars all around. Well, our next broadcast here back at home will be the Highland women's basketball team. Next Friday, taking on Lewis and Clark Community College. Tip time is 5 p.m. here in Freeport, Illinois. Well, we thank you for tuning in to Highland Community College Cougars basketball women's team takes down Wilbur Wright, and then the men's team also takes care of business. 95-55 is the final. Here from Larry F. Kibb Gymnasium, I'm Adam Oppenheim. We'll see you next week on Friday as the women's team takes on Lewis and Clark Community College. Good night.